Welcome again, my Dharma friends. I'm so happy that you are here. Of course, that you have much better choices out there, but you would rather be here. So that makes me really happy. And as the routine, it's like a time to confess. Now you're the witness. I'm going to confess my story. It took place like 40-some years ago. That when I was young, in my 13 or 14, the regime was turned over, a new government came in, and the international embargo against the country, so it was really, really hard, extremely tough. I dropped out from school at 6th grade, and so did all of my brothers and sisters, because of the hardship during that time that we have to work to earn our livelihood, and we have to work every morning. Me, my brothers, and my sister prepare for the refreshment stall on the street. We sell sugar cane juice. And I remember that I was 13 or 14, I can't. And my sister was 8 or I think it's, yeah. In that morning, I told her to do something. She was either slow or reluctant to do it. I was really mad. And I kicked her from behind, and she fell down on the ground. When things got easier, I went back to the country, and we sat down. I told her the incident. We both cried. Up until now, once in a while, that during my meditation, that resentment came, and every time it works that I could not hold my tears. The shameness of the action that which I did over 40 years ago, and it's still affected upon me up until now. What I meant is that the story last week of a man that killed the 5 children, I'm wondering how he could live with that kind of guilt, with that kind of resentment. My incident was not that big, but it still made an imprint that deep inside of my consciousness that I feel so bad every time that every time that it occurs back again. And it's real bad for a being that committed such a terrible crime, such a terrible mistake. If we all could control our angers, then everything would be, this earth would be much a better place to live, of course. But our nature, our natural innate, that like a preset, that if you have this body, then there will be an accommodation of anger. It's a mental force that's really, really hard to uproot. Well, we can begin with a lighter scenario, and then we go down a little bit deeper and deeper. Let's see. I know that all of us experienced the thing like you go shopping, you go somewhere, and then you came upon something that caught your eyes, and then you're in the middle of pondering that, okay, should I buy not such a thing, blah 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 blah, and then you end up buying it, and then you put it in a closet. It's how the mind works. The first thing after meditation is that to observe and recognize what it is. You recognize all what is happening within this as an object, from the sensation of the body and the movement of your mind, the process of mental thought, how it comes about to the thinking, such a thing like that. You really, really observe and recognize that. From the ground of being, from where the pure and luminous, from there it starts growing out like an energy. At first, the energy is the vital things for everyone to live on. But then when your sixth sense base got contacted with the concomitant outer objects, like a sight, like a smell, sound, taste, touch, such a thing like that. and then immediately that there is a like and dislike. And from like and dislike, there arises all kind of mental factors, such as if you like it, then you love it, and then you grab it, and such a thing like that. Or if you hate it, and it turned. If you love or you hate, all of that will make an imprint. We make another preset in your mind again. So it's very hard. And in this case, it takes it so far that you like it so much, and then you keep thinking about it. Remember that whatever you think about a lot, it becomes an inclination. And then from thinking, there arises action. There you go. From the thinking, then it becomes an action if you think about it too much. So I experienced that a lot. So first is first that you recognize the mental factors and thoughts are those two that very, very important. We need to recognize them, because right there are the doors which you can't stop. You can shut the doors down, so they will not be further any more damage. Of course that you have good mental factors too, such as inspiration, such a thing like that. Okay, I go school like young man right there. I have to have a good inspiration in order to be a good human being for the society. Such a thing like that. But what about the bad mental factors like an anger, hatred, jealousy, such a thing like that? It destroys life. So such a thing like that we recognize, and then we try to stop them. Don't make them into an action. It's said easy, but it's not that easy. Because of I myself, that especially with mental judgment, you can experience that for the person that you don't like, when he walk right at you, he walk right by at you, and then you start give judgments. Every way that he walks, he eats, he dress, you all have some kind of comment, some kind of judgment against that person. I did. But and it's funny that for the same thing, the same dress, the same way of eating the other person does, did not affect me, but just for that particular man. You can experience that. It's really true. That so it somehow the karmic bondage that is at work. I don't know how it come about like that. So for the same incident for this person, I really hate, but the same incident for that person, then there's no effect upon me. It's kind of weird. Yes. So just keep looking, just keep looking, just keep looking. You know, you are mindful. Your mindfulness is like a radar, 360 degrees. Whatever comes, you detect it right away. And the first detection is very important. Now, come to your comment about non-attachment. This is the great attitude when you detect something without attachment, without any further attitude, because the further attitude toward that object becomes a new imprint in the mind again. In Zen, the open awareness that we just practiced in walking is almost like it. You just open it, you just listen to your body, you really feel the movement of hands and feet and such a thing without attachment, without any kind of attitude toward it. I know that sometimes you have a hard time when you walk, you know, the physical effect that sometimes that, it's so painful, such a thing like that. But pain is pain. There is no other attitude involved in than you are at the door of Zen. Completely absence of, not completely, of course that is very hard, it's not that easy. It's the absence of attitude toward any object. That's what it is. And the non-attachment, you know. But because of we are pre-made already, so we cannot stop that from coming down, deep down from your subconsciousness. So we cannot stop. But every door that it comes, you recognize it, you stop it right there. Let's say that from the very very low bottom that you can feel your energy. If you can feel it without any attitude, without any attachment, that's fine. That's great. But from there, because of you are pre-made already, you yourself preset everything from what you have learned from society and such a thing like that. So automatically it becomes a reaction, and then because of that, so you cannot keep yourself at the very 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 subtle level of the energy. It becomes like and dislike another door. But right there, if the bottom door that you can detect the upper door, upper level, then you stop it right there. Don't give it any judgment, don't give it any attitude, don't give it, just like a non-attachment. And because of we are pre-made already, in every one of us is a individual pre-made. So we might not stop there because of our heavy karma. So we go to another level. Superficial level. That is the mental factors that that hate, love, resentment, joy, such a thing like that, you detect it right there without any kind of attitude, especially that the unwholesome mental states. You can stop it right there. You detect it, and then you stop it right there. But if, because of our heavy karma, so from there we cannot stop, there comes thoughts, thinking. Well, from this level, it's very easy to detect because of it. It's so obvious within your brain, your mind. The thinking. Well, then we can stop it right there. Without any judgment, just simply stop it. Without any attachment. It just because of we are so conditioned with our mind and the way how it works like that. So this door we cannot, this door cannot, this door cannot, this door cannot. At least we can stop the thinking process. Because of the thinking process is the next to the one that become actions, which is that when actions come, then the consequence comes. So sometimes in the sutra, the Buddha said that if you have to bite your tongue, clench your fist, then just do it, so that the action cannot manifest out. Whatever way you want to control it. Yes. So there are so many doors. It's just a matter of you keep practicing, and then you can find that you can feel the mental states very easily. You don't have to feel the thinking process anymore. Or you can really feel the energy, because of when anger comes, you stop the thought process and the mental states. Right there is an energy that you can really feel. It's burning inside. Yes, listen to that. Listen to that. It was, for myself, it was very fortunate that a big senior venerable came here. He came a couple of days ago, and I really have a chat with him about the practice, and I was so happy that everything that I shared with you was in line of what he's teaching. So it's great. Yes. Now, he told me that to send you guys a message, and it's no new at all. But it's so important that you have to remind yourself again and again. That is you are not only meditate here, you meditate from the moment that you wake up. And how you meditate, you observe. What you observe, the objects within you yourself, especially with the mind. And here comes the punchline. Everything which appears in the mind is subject to impermanent. Impermanent, impermanent, impermanent. Because of understanding the impermanence, or you attain a wisdom of impermanence, then right there, a chance of uprooting all the defilements within yourself, it's going to happen. So impermanence is very, very important. Like I have shared with you that there'll be a lot of question about, okay, in Buddhism there are so many teachings that one cannot grasp hold of it. So can you wrap it? The whole 3 baskets in a nutshell? And the DT Suzuki said that everything is impermanent. Even though that you don't understand how to meditate, you don't understand the Vipassana, you don't understand the Zen. But if you can psych yourself deeply that everything is impermanent, then you are on the right track. Yes. So no matter what kind of method, what kind of technique of meditation you employ, there has to be a notion of impermanence. And it doesn't come easy that you say, oh, it's impermanent. It's not like that. You have to work with it over and over again until that the impermanence permeate in your bone, in your marrow. Then it might be okay from there. One way is that you keep repeating yourself, reminding yourself, like the term classical reinforcement. You keep reminding yourself until it becomes true, or in some moment, instantaneously that it just happened. In my late 20s, I was a bummer. I drank a lot. Yes. But then during the party right there, I was holding, I think it's we often drink liquors. I was holding a glass of liquor, and then a thought came to my mind, holy, it's not gonna be like this. Something that clicked on the mind that this is not right. And right at that moment, I dropped down from 100%, I dropped 90% off. Immediately, that there's no time to wait, that okay, you have to need time to process, to wean about that. No, all immediately right there, I just drop it. And then from a bummer of drinking, I came down to like 1, 2, or 3 beers per year. And then I don't know how long it has been now. I completely stopped. Yeah. So the notion of impermanence comes we don't know when. It's just like that a switch is on, and then you see the reticule of it, and then you just drop it off. Piece of cake. Don't know why I did it. So, well, I have an orange and you don't. This story, this is a true story. Happened about 40 some years ago between two great a Zen master Sun San, and a great Tibetan monk Kalu. Upon meeting of both, the Zen master Sun San took out his orange and then put it right to the face of Kalu. What is it? He didn't say anything. He kept praying with his beads. And then Sun San presses more. Tell me, what is it? He's still doing this. And everybody at that time waited for him to respond in some kind of Zen manner, Zen language, such a thing like that. But he turned to his attendant, also his translator. The Rinpoche said, "What's wrong with you? Haven't you seen an orange before?" So this kind of Zen story actually it's like a combat Zen. Signifies two things that to me, the Kalu Rinpoche, he was kind of funny, and yet he was very has a deep wisdom in Buddhism, and haven't you seen an orange before? That's just like a knife cutting through all the thoughts. And right there, if someone with a very keen mind can understand the story. I don't know if yes.
Oh, are you finished?
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you for your sharing. It's just helped me immensely so far. Really, your story last week about the man and what if he stopped right there. We had two incidents today at work, and one went okay and one didn't. And when you were talking, I was thinking, well, how, if you recognize it and you feel it, I feel kind of stupid just standing there and not reacting. So, somebody was angry at me, they were shouting, and it looked like they were looking for a response, and I responded, and I was upset too. But I thought if I just took that one extra second, like you said, clench your fist, but I feel silly doing that, just like, one moment please. I'm not sure how to do that, how to transition from a very heated argument to a Zen state. But you did say, think about, do whatever you can not to respond. Is there some kind of method, or, I know you said recognize it, and then, oh, here it comes anger, you want to respond. So maybe that split second, just, bite, like you said, bite your lip or whatever it takes, which didn't happen the first time.
Congratulations. You're on the verge.
Oh, well, the second time somebody said something very cruel to me, personal, and I did catch it, and I
Okay.
didn't go back with. So I was proud of that second one.
Yes, that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. For if the situation that you first encounter, remember the situation that you first encounter, you never encountered that before, and this is the first situation that you encounter, naturally the mind doesn't know how to react. So it goes with its own instinct that it's gonna react, it's gonna fight. Yes. To me, there are so many situations that we never encountered yet, and if we encounter, then the mind doesn't know how to act. So it goes with its own instinct that it's going to react. So it's completely fine. But I guarantee you that the same situation for the second time, you will have a moment to think it, and then you can refrain.
Right.
Remember that retreat is not a coward. Retreat is win-win station and win-win situation, and the Buddha said that you win 1,000 warriors out on the battlefield is nowhere compared to you win yourself. And I go back again that remember that to me too, every time that I fail a situation, I often reflect to myself, and then I found out that this is the situation that I have never encountered before. That's it. So upon the experience of that encounter, the next time if I ever encounter that again, then there will be a moment, there will be a pause, and the consequence will not that terrible. I guarantee that. And again, if we keep watching our minds, especially with emotion and thought, if we can stop it right there. Remember that emotion doesn't have impact yet, but thoughts that create an action. Yes, you keep thinking about it, it becomes an action. So at least in the very superficial level that we can stop the thought process, then we might be okay. But I thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, so you mean whatever happened, quit going over it in my mind like I did in meditation? I kept hearing what he said over and over, and then I try not to hear it.
Either you can label it as impermanent, because everything is impermanent.
Yeah.
Yes. And then really experience that, really made that into a lesson. Every situation, every bad, good, ugly situation is a good lesson. Remember, every bad situation is a good lesson too. Yes. From there you have an experience, especially that the collective karma that you with that person. Again, I say that because of the same thing that happened with another person, you might not get angry, but with this person, you get angry. Mm-hmm. So there is a special bonding, collective karma that don't know how it works because of it's way back in the past, and then the action became But the thing is that right now we cannot solve that anymore. We cannot fix that anymore. The only thing that we can fix is that we learn that situation with that particular person. I learn how to deal with each particular person too. It's not that stop thinking, stop the process. No, it's not. There's always something to learn, especially in dealing with individuals. Society is really complex, and society actually is not that complex, but the individuals that made it complex. So it's yes. Please.
So I have a few things. Thank you for sharing that. For me, if I have to decide how important it is for me to react right now or to retreat, I find myself, I react because I don't like to be uncomfortable. So if somebody said something, I feel like I have to react right now. And I'll reply the message, and the goodness of my heart to be like, to say this, or say like, I'll say, you do whatever you think is right to you, But later on, in a business mind, that's not the right thing to do. It's like somebody broke the lease. It's like you have to do what is right for the lease. So I'm like, if I took the time to wait because of not being uncomfortable and meditate about it, I get the right answers. But I just want to reply because I'm so uncomfortable with the situation. I want to get it over with. But the more I get it over with quickly, it doesn't go quickly. Just goes back to like I didn't do it right, So, but my question is, you're asking me what do I think? I'm a planner. I plan a lot in my head.
Right.
So we're gonna be planning dinner in my head. We're gonna be planning tomorrow's work in my head. So whenever I think about what the thought is, I'm just planning. I'm planning, like if I have a to-do list, I'm planning it. So when I have anxiety, if it's something which I'm supposed to do 2 weeks, like if I have to travel, I'll think about the packing so much that I will just pack. Because I plan it so much in my head that I can't stop it, so I might as well just pack 2 weeks before the trip. So I'm a planner. So I don't know if you have any.
You see that the mental factor of worriness. You worry. See, there's nothing wrong with planning. There's nothing wrong, because we all have to have some kind of plannings in life. That the moment that you open your eyes, then you plan what you're gonna do, what you do today, such a thing like that. But the thing is, catch on the worriness, catch on. You worry, and that worry is
Painful.
There's a rise of thoughts. Yes, and then actually quite often that fears that breeds worry, fears that breeds all kind of things. Yes, and remember that it's nothing that nothing's wrong with planning, but make it into a habit that when you finish, you just leave it aside, and you will feel easier instead of planning too much. It's not gonna go anywhere.
But I worry until when I finish. When I finish, I'm okay. But before I finish, that's when you worry, and it's supposed to be done at 2 p.m. on Monday, for example. I'm worrying from Friday to Monday.
We can look into that, and let's say that what bothers you too much that you keep thinking about it. Go to another level. That let's say that maybe because I have a simple life, so I don't worry too much. if I do have to plan, just like that, I have to do the thinking. I have to. But once I'm done thinking, just leave it aside and then stick with that plan, and you don't have to worry about that anymore. And sometimes it's the lifestyles that one is in that makes it different in thought process. Yes. Keep thinking. But then, when you're done, just put it aside. Just like that. When you plan, you're like in the middle of the intersection that you don't know which way that you're gonna take, and that's why you keep thinking. If you know exactly which way that you take in the middle of the intersection, and that's it, you're done. So watch for that too.
Yeah, because I don't know the outcome, so I'm trying
Yes.
to figure out the outcome before the situation comes.
Yes.
I understand.
Another experience to learn. Yes, such a thing. Anything else? Here, before we chant, we always recite some kind of poem that to remind ourselves, and I translate it as this. Today is gone. Life is one more day shortened. Like a fish in need of water, what is there to be happy about? Please strive with all efforts, like extinguishing fire on the head. Remember the word impermanence. Impermanence. So please don't neglect. Homage to the assertive Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Homage to the assertive Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Homage to the assertive Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's all, folks. Sorry, I was a little bit emotional earlier today. It's just part of it. So.
Thank you for being human.
Yes. That was all
Very
hard.
nice.
Good.
Yes, of course, and I try to repay that, and I don't know how I can repay enough for that though.
We're living a good life now.
I'm still trying, and we are all trying right now. I see that you all a Buddha to be, or at least a saint to be, a sage. That's great. Maybe later on that I saw the young man right there, and I tried to bring him up here and do something with him, but don't have enough time. Maybe next time. So thank you again. Okay.
Months ago.